Hello everybody, it is Scarlet Scale back here with Wave 5 or 6, I don't know which, Battle Pack unboxings. Found all three. We got Arlis, Lupa Theon, Vice Rocks, Ventus Phaedra Ultra, why are they switched? Ventus Phaedra Ultra, Hydranoid Ultra, Aquas Nobilius Ultra, and Darkus Crocelios Ultra. All three new packs. So we're going to be unboxing them today, and I'm going to actually go ahead and start off with Hydranoid and Ventus Phaedra, getting right into the new model, the only new model in these battle packs, which is the Ventus Phaedra Ultra. So, actually, some of you might know, I was on vacation when I found these, and randomly I had to bring all these back with me, so that was kind of a bit of an issue. So if I can cut right there, alright. Get the ultras out, and then get yours. That went far. Jeez, that is packed in there tight. And then get the cards out, if they aren't packed in too tight. I swear, these things became a little bit more hard to get into with these new wave, or this new wave. Alright, and we're back after a little mishap. So anyway, continuing with the unboxing, we have a red shield of plus 300 V power, Flaming Fist of minus 5 damage, red shield of plus 400 to Pyrus or Darkus, plus 2 damage for Green Fist, a red shield for plus 400 for Darkus and Pyrus, Green Fist for plus 2 damage, Flaming Fist for plus 5 damage, a Green Fist for plus 3 damage, Magic Shield for plus 600, and another red shield for plus, or actually another red shield, but it is plus 150 V power. So anyway, moving on to the actual Bakugan themselves. Okay, so first off we got Aquas Vice Rocks core with base 200 V power, 7 damage, comes with a shield and a Flaming Fist. Vice Rock's core has already been seen, but he is now in his native action, which is Aquas. He also comes in a solo in Wave 6. Actually, no, Wave 5. But I decided to skip on him, knowing that he would be in one of these battle packs. Doing a quick little look around with him. You can see his character card here. I'm gonna go ahead and put that back, and gonna fold him up real quick. And Aqua's Vice Rocks balled up. Gonna do a quick turnaround. Alright, moving on to Jarkus Pegatrix. We got base 200 B power and 5 damage. And she comes with a shield and a Green Fist. Again, another Bakugan we've already seen, this time in one of the newer triple packs, or starter packs. I believe she comes with the, she comes with the Chaos Nilius starter pack. Her evolution is kind of average. Base form is kind of eh. Overall, very average, I would say. Real quick, almost forgot. Here is Darkus Pegatrix balled up. Gonna do a quicker turnaround because obviously it's one that you've probably already know or seen before. Alright, moving on, we got a newer model we got Arlis Hydranoid. And if you see its character card here, we got 600 B power, 1 damage, with the base effect of Fury. If you have no cards in hand, plus 9 damage. And then you got a red shield and green fist, which it makes him really good for those Fury decks. Even if his Evo is like pretty average, he still is pretty good in like those Fury decks. Like you just play Might of Cindius when you have no cards in hand, or Mac, then you just like almost instantly win. And you deal like 10 damage, which is insane. So real quick, gonna fold Hydranoid up. So hind legs in, front legs in, tail goes in. His entire bottom half comes in. Heads go in like that. Head goes up, and his remaining appendages go in. So this is Arlis Hydranoid balled up, folded up. Quick turnaround. Really looks nice in that red color. Cannot wait for the Darkest and Aquas of this. So moving on, we have new model, Ventus Phaedra Ultra. I actually, that was actually one of the reasons why I cut, is to actually learn how to fold her up, because, again, it's rated as a challenge level 1. I do not think it is a challenge level 1, at least at first. So anyway, we have base Shadow Strike and base 400 B power and 4 damage with a Flaming Fist and Green Fist. Pretty, I want to say a little above average base stats for a Bakugan. Anyway, so gonna do a quick turnaround with the Phaedrus with the new model, because new model. The only manual parts are these front legs. Aside from that, there's no other manual parts. So anyway, how you fold her up, you take the manual legs, fold them back. You take the tail, edge of the tail, fold it in like this. And then you take, so this little notch was what was giving me a problem. I don't know if this is going to be the case for future Phaedrus models, but you're going to want to hold that up and then put the head down. And you have to you cannot let go of the tail. And as you saw, the little notch went down, have to, there we go. Okay, and then these wings go in to these, there's like little notches back here that these wings should go into. Again, it's that little notch. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can actually do it this time. This is, like I said, this is definitely does not feel like a challenge level 1. Okay, so you got these wings folded in, put the little magnet thing back, and then you're gonna want to hold on onto her head and put these last 2 wings in until you hear a little snap, like that, and then like that. Ventus Phaedra folded up. She is actually one of the more circular, aside from these little notches here. She is pretty much circular. I'm impressed. Definitely like I keep saying, definitely one of the harder ultras to fold up. And then moving on to our last one of this pack, we got Arlis Manta core with base 300, 1 damage, magic shield, and a red shield. Again, another one we've already seen before in a previous pack, being the Darkest Tertonium starter pack. Not too much here. Pretty below average stats, but it has those good cores to help it with its B power boost, and then it has a very nice cheap Evo. And then, just for the sake, we are going to fold Mantoid up and quick turnaround for any of you who haven't seen Arlis Manta before. So yeah, and then here are the action cards they come with. For Aquas Vice Rocks, we got Aquafy, For 1 energy, you swap the Bakugan attached to the opposing Bakugan you rolled. Wait. Swap the Bakugan attached to the Bakugan you rolled this turn and the opposing Bakugan. Okay. So basically, you and your opponent swap your cores if you both opened and picked up the cores. We got Shadow Cloak for Darkest Pegatrix. 5 energy plus 10 damage. If that Bakugan is holding a shield, plus Shadow Strike. Very expensive card for a lot of damage, but I don't know if that Shadow Strike is going to be very useful. It'll be useful versus like Mono Ventus, but it's also very expensive. I don't know. Then moving on, we get for Ventus Phaedra, we got Tremor, which is 3 energy minus 6 damage, and if one of your Bakugan is holding a shield, draw a card. And actually, notice the wording in this one. If one of your Bakugan is holding a shield, draw a card. Where let me grab this other one. Shadow Cloak, if that Bakugan is holding a shield. So notice the wording difference. So this one, if any of your open Bakugan are holding a shield, you draw a card. Actually, no, that seems good. Yeah, no, for 3 energy, minus 6 damage, you can pretty much negate a lot of damage by turn 3. Alright, and then for Arlis Manta, because he's Arlis, and there's no Arlis action cards right now, we got Ventus Shield, 2 energy, minus 200 B power and minus 2 damage. It's not that great, honestly. You'd have to bank on, because you're getting a negative B power, and you're getting a negative damage, which with the negative B power, you're gonna attempt to try and stop your opponent from winning, but I guess the negative 2 is a good fallback in case they do happen to win, but it's not that significant. And then for Pyrus Hydranoid, we get Ash Cloud for 0 energy. You stop a Bakugan holding a shield. Alright, back again. Sorry for the cutting continuously, but there's a lot of empty time in between these box openings, so we're actually just going to go ahead and get straight into this. This one is a little bit more newer stuff in terms of, for me, because I do not have a Ventus Dorothy Encore, but no new models in this one, but we do get more of Lupa Theon, Rhino, and Vicerox Ultra. And then we already seen Ventus Dorothy Encore and Aquas Serpent's core before. And Wave, I think Ventus Gorthion was Wave 4, and Serpent's was Wave 3. So let me just get these Ultras out of their safety strap. I do not like that they have these safety straps on the Ultras now. Like, I think that they're just adding them to Ultras in general. Trying to think of how I should be cutting it. Yeah, because it makes opening these things a little bit more difficult. I know. Alright. Wait. Come on. Did that seriously not do it? Okay, finally. Get that Arlis Lupa Theon out of here. Chaos Vicerox. Cores. Then let me get out these cards again. There's an excessive amount of tape on these. Yeah, they taped in this card pouch a lot. Yeah, that's one thing that I'm seeing with more newer waves is that these newer packs are sort of becoming more anti-theft proof. If that makes any sense, because there's so much more secured. Like, it's actually kind of getting hard to get into all of this now. even with like scissors, and like when you actually buy the product and you're at home trying to open it. Okay, setting the cards aside for now, and that was Mantanoid. And then the core Bakugan. Ventus Theon. Jesus. Aquas, Serpent, and then Rhino. Yeah, it's a little absurd with how tight these things are packed, as you can obviously see and hear. So, anyway, alright, got everything out, set up, and first off, again, we're going to go start off with the cores. And this pack seems to be a little bit more shield and helix orientated. There's just like, as you can probably see, there's a lot of shield and helixes. But starting off, we have a plus 400 B power shield that is directed towards Chaos and Ventus. Another shield, but this time it is a plus 150 B power and plus 1 damage. Moving on, we got a Trap Shield, which is minus 100 B power. A Green Fist, which is plus 100 B power and plus 3 damage to Aquas and Ventus. Plus 6 damage Flaming Fist, plus 3 damage Green Fist. A Helix, which is plus 500 B power, minus 1 damage. Another Helix, which is minus 200 B power and plus 5 damage. Another Shield, which is plus 150 B power, plus 1 damage. And then we got another minus 200 and plus 5 damage Helix. Alright, moving into the Bakugan themselves, we're going to go start off with Dorothy Encore. As we've seen, you probably have seen him already, Dorothy Encore. Double shield, base 306 B, base 300 B power, 6 damage. Pretty average, I'd say. Double shield makes him good for the mono shield core archetype. But the only downside is that his Evo currently, which is his Maximus, is, I think it's 700, or not 700, 7 energy for 1300 B power and 10 damage, and a built-in reroll. That's a good jump, but it just seems a little bit excessive, and it doesn't seem like there's much reward out of it. But with Ventus, you could be like, get enough energy to get that Evo out. So, I don't know. Maybe I might try and playtest with Ventus Mono Shield. We already have Ventus Hydranoid, which is pretty decent in average stats. But anyway, so we're going to go ahead and fold up Dorothy Encore. Head goes in, arms fold in like that. Going to do a quick turnaround. And that's Ventus Dorothy Encore. Same thing again, we got Diamond Serpent, or not Diamond, Serpent's Core, has a Diamond Evolution. We've already seen him in Wave 3 Core Solos, with a base of 300 B power and 4 damage, with a shield and a Green Fist. Actually, and honestly, I think that Serpent's, even though despite these average stats, he is good for shield, a hybrid shield and Green Fist deck. So like, because his Evos both benefit off of shield and Green Fist, so I think he'd be great for like a hybrid deck. Specifically, like you pair him up with Ventus Fangzor Ultra with its Titan evolution. Overall, pretty, I want to say above average Bakugan. Going to fold him up, just give him the quick turnaround for anyone who hasn't seen him. Moving on, we got a newer Bakugan. Almost forgot the character card, and actually that's probably one of the best highlights of the video, is this character card. You can actually see that in the character card he has Shargo Ronin, one of the characters. If you do not know who he is, please catch up on the anime. So 500 base B power, 1 damage, and plus 1 native Frost Strike. With a Flaming Fist and a Green Fist. So, honestly, I want to say it's pretty good for what it's worth. That +1 Frost Strike is actually kind of useful, because especially if the assumed ruling that Frost Strike also somehow affects free flips, like if you have like Pact of Darkness, you discard a card, you have 1 Frost Strike, discarding that card makes it 1 energy. If that ruling is indeed true, then Frost Strike is pretty good. And having 1 native Frost Strike is pretty good enough. And having 501 is pretty good. I mean, obviously it's going to get a little outclassed by Pandox Ultra, a Future Wave 6 Bakugan, which is base 702. But we do not have a Pandox Ultra with us right now. We only have Vicerox Ultra. This isn't a new model. We've already, well, might be a new model. Well, I've already have my Arlis Vicerox Ultra. So anyway, how you fold up Vicerox is you put in the head, tiny claw, big claw, then you fold in one of the legs like this, and then you see these little notches. You're gonna want to put them in those little holes in the legs. So then you're gonna want to do that to the other side. Bam. So here is Chaos Vicerox Ultra balled up. I'm going to do a quick turnaround. Sorry if the light's kind of glaring off of that. Alright, moving on. We got a also newer model. Arlis Lupa Theon Ultra with double Helix and base 405 damage. And if he lands on a Helix, +2 Frost Strike. I can really see this getting a nice Evo. It has a pretty good base form with 405 damage. Because all you gotta do is just land on that +500 B power core and -1 damage. So that boosts you up to 900 B power. You're only at 4 damage, which is kind of... It's not that big of a deal, but then you get +2 Frost Strike, which, as I explained earlier, if that ruling is indeed true, Frost Strike is pretty OP. So, being a newer model, Lupa Theon looks super cool, and yeah, Arlis, he looks nice in that gold-silver tone. And for those of you who do not know how to fold up a Lupa Theon, first you fold in the legs like so, and then you pull in the tail, and then you fold in the head, push his like upper half down, and then the arms, they should, yeah, go in like, oh, they'd go in like that, but sometimes you might get a little touchy Bakugan. So, here is Arlis Lupa Theon folded up. And he is probably one of the more cooler looking ones that looks like in ball form. Definitely not one of the rounder ones, as you can probably tell. Got all these edges and whatnot. But he's definitely cool. And then moving on to the last one of this pack, we got Pyrus Rhino. And as a quick little update from my last video, actually my Pyrus Rhino does close properly. It's just extremely touchy. Hopefully this Trino isn't as touchy as my Arlis one. But we have Trino with a shield and a Helix with base 300 B power, 4 damage. I'm gonna just keep using this word average, but that's how I would describe it. It's very average. Nothing really too outlandish or makes it very wowing, or nothing that makes it like pretty underwhelming. Just pretty average. Just gotta wait until Age of Arles drops. If some of you don't know, that is the name of the third card set, Age of Arles, which will be harboring our very first Arles action cards. But anyway, so folding up Rhino, so you fold in the manual horns, head goes in like that, And then tail, and then legs, depending on what you want to do. So this is Pyrus Rhino folded up, balled up. You're going to do a quick look around, turn around, words. Yeah, so that is Pyrus Rhino. I really like this. This is kind of reminiscent of a ladybug in a way. Like, I kid you not, anytime I look at any sort of Trino, from like the top when it's folded up, he looks like a ladybug. Okay, and then moving on, we have the action cards, well, cards in general. For the Bakugan, we got Shatter Fist. For 1 energy, you get +2 damage for Ventus Theon. It's good if you're running Mono Ventus for if you want damage options, but there are a lot of other cards and other factions that have better damage boosting options, like Shade Blade and Darkest, for example. Same energy, same effect, lower cost, which is 0. Moving on, we have Flash Flood for Aquas Serpentes. 2 energy. Choose a non-energy card in play and return it to its owner's hand. I could see this being a very niche card. You can return like a high-cost Evo to their hand, and then they're forced to drop that high-cost Evo the next turn and possibly tap almost all their cards out. But I just feel like it's kind of outlandish. It doesn't say discard, and it returns it to their hand, so they still have it as a resource. Anyway, moving on, we got Dazzle, a 0-cost flip card to stop a Bakugan holding a Helix for Chaos Vice Rocks. Really good if you have a Chaos and a Mono Helix deck. A Chaos Bakugan and a Mono Helix deck. That, I don't know why I got tongue twisted there, but yeah, because when you're running any mono core deck, you're going to be covering half the field in that type of core, so there's a 60% chance that if they open, it's going to be on a Helix if you're running mono Helix. So running these 0-cost cards in mono core decks are always a good option. Moving on, for Arlis Lupa Theon, we have Tangle Vines for 4 energy, and it is -800 B power and to the opposing Bakugan, and you may re-roll your Bakugan. Now, this is pretty worth, in my opinion, because for -800 is pretty good for 4 energy, but the built-in reroll for the card, it makes it really nice. Very good value card overall. Definitely with something that you would probably want to include in your Ventus deck. And we have a little bit of damage there. That's a little disappointing. But anyway, we got Quickfire, 0 energy, reroll card, and you make a Pyrus attack for 1 damage. This is insanely good because it's a 0-cost reroll, and you deal 1 damage to your opponent. And what if that 1 damage is their Dankuzo? What if that 1 damage was their Titan Dragonoid they were going to draw on next turn? What if it was their Pact of Darkness that was going to stop your insanely big attack? And what if they're decked out and you just drop like a Quickfire? You win the game from there because they don't even have a deck left. Very good Pyrus card. Definitely a staple. Include in your deck any deck that has Pyrus. I don't know what you're doing if you don't. Alright, and here we have our last pack. Not even going to explain a lot of it, and we're just going to get straight into opening it. I think this is probably the best pack overall out of all the new battle packs, because honestly, it comes with pretty good Bakugan, and on the plus side, you get a Cubbo, which is very sought after. Yeah, a Ventus Cubbo at that. And, like I said, you get really good Bakugan. Like this Darkest Krikelios, for example. Its effect is really good for Mono Helix, which Mono Helix, as you might have seen earlier, is very good for Lupa Theon. And if I can get this safety strap off this Krikelios... Dang. This is... absurdly tight. Okay. And hopefully I can get Torpedo's side of the plastic pretty easily. Okay, there we go. And then Nobilius shouldn't be too hard to get out of his little safety strap. I said Nobilius shouldn't be too hard to get out of his safety strap. Okay. It seems like he's going to be hard to get out of his safety strap. Alright, he's out. 3 Nobilius. Alright. Got cores. Gonna get the cards next. Dang. These are, as stated earlier, it seems like these packs are becoming more theft-proof. Alright, gotta cut this pouch open. Get these cards, set them aside. Instruction manual, we don't need those because we already know how to fold up our Bakugan, except for Ventus Phaedra's Ultra. Then we get the core Bakugan. I'm going to be very careful with fellow. I can't be careful anymore. Okay. There's Ventus Cubbo. Chaos Tertonium. And Arlis Vicerox. Alright, gonna take a moment to clean this up and get everything set up. Alright, and here we are with the contents, well, excluding the cards. Well, action flip cards. So we got the rest of the contents, excluding those cards, of our last battle pack. Diving right in, we got the cores. We got a shield with plus 150 B power, a green fist with plus 50 B power and plus 1 damage, flaming fist for plus 5 damage, a flaming fist for plus 150 B power for plus 4 damage, a helix which is minus 100 B power plus 4 damage, another helix minus 200 B power plus 5 damage, a shield for plus 150 B power and plus 1 damage, a green fist for minus 2 damage, magic shield for plus 550 B power, and a green fist for plus 150 B power and plus 2 damage. And we're going to go ahead and get right into the Bakugan, starting off with everybody's favorite little bear, Cubbo. And this time, instead of his signature Chaos, we have him in Ventus. So here we have Ventus Cubbo, and he has a shield and green fist with base 306 damage. Pretty on par with Ventus Dorothy Encore, except for he has 1 green fist instead of a shield. Except we do not have his Evo, and as I keep saying, pretty average until we get an Evo. But let's take a look at Ventus Cubbo. It looks a lot cooler in this new green color. You can see his backpack is a nice yellow. I really like how he looks. And how you fold up Cubbo is you fold in the ears and you simply just push his body in. And here's Cubbo folded up. Doing a quick look around for those of you who don't own a Cubbo yet or haven't seen one. So that's Ventus Cubbo. Moving on, we have Chaos Tertonium. Another one we haven't seen yet. Well, Tertonium we haven't seen in Chaos yet. And surprisingly, another thing we haven't seen is double Flaming Fist, which Chaos Tertonium has. So Chaos Tertonium has base 200 B power and 5 damage. Very low base stats, but when you land on a Flaming Fist, which Tertonium has 2 of, you get plus 600 B power, which is pretty nuts considering that if you use a plus 250 B power and then plus 3 damage Flaming Fist, you can get up to 1050 B power and 8 damage turn 1 with Chaos Tertonium, which is pretty insane. So honestly, Chaos Tertonium looking very nice, and we also have future Flaming Fist Bakugan support in the form of Arlis Hydranoid. If you haven't seen him already, he is an absolute monster. Base 200 B power, or 200 B power, 2 damage, double Flaming Fist, and if you land on a Flaming Fist, plus 1000 B power. So, and we also got Ventus Phaedra, which is coming with the new Battle Arena, also double Flaming Fist. I don't know the base stats of hers off the top of my head, and we also have a lot of existing support for Flaming Fist, like Serpent's core and his Evo. You land on a Flaming Fist and you deal 5 damage, which is pretty insane. Anyway, to fold up Chaos Tertonium core, or any Tertonium core, you just fold in the legs, and then fold in the head and tail. And, there we go. And here's a little look at Chaos Tertonium core. Alright, moving on. We have Darkus Cracelios Ultra, sporting another double core with double helix, with plus 200 when he lands on a helix, and 600 B power and 1 damage. Very good for mono helix, as you might expect. So, possible good pair up with that Arlis Lupa Theon showed earlier in the video. For this one in particular, you might want to use the plus 300 and 3 damage cores, because if you use the plus 500 B power core and minus 1 damage, you're not going to be doing any damage if you happen to win with it, or Cracelios. And you won't be dealing any damage, which I personally have found that not dealing damage is pretty bad, or at least I want to say uncomfortable, because it's never really good when you win and you don't really get that much of a lead out of it. So anyway, this is Darkus Cracelios. Gonna go ahead and fold him up. And real quick, I do want to say I like the neon green highlights on his tentacles. Makes him really look very nice. So, as we've seen with other Cracelioses, we've put in the head, hind tentacles, fold up these front tentacles like so, and then this tail tentacle folds in like that. And quick look around. Yeah, Darkus Cracelios looks very nice. Really like him. Moving on, we have Aquas Nobilius Ultra, which some of you might know. Aquas Nobilius is one of my favorite. Well, actually, no. Pyrus Nobilius is one of my favorite, having of won me the limited edition Dragos over in Momocon with his... and actually, this is one thing that I found that's pretty interesting. Pyrus Nobilius has a Magic Shield and Flaming Fist, while the opposite, being the Aquos, which is opposite of fire, has a regular shield and a green fist. So that makes me wonder, does Aquas Nobilius Ultra have a Evo that interacts with both of its cores? Anyway, moving on, we have base 500 B power and 3 damage from Aquas Nobilius Ultra. Overall, very average. Again, gotta wait for the Evos to come out. Hopefully we get something good out of it. But, so anyway, here is how you fold up Nobilius. You take these front wings and fold them in like so, and they snap into place. So you're going to take the head, push it all the way down, hold the head in place. Then what you're going to want to do with this little tail flap, push it in like so, and then push these hind legs in, and then fold the front legs in like that. And now here's one thing I'm curious about. Some of you might know that some Nobiliuses have that issue with the hind or front legs sticking out. Well, I guess that was kind of forced, but I'm not seeing that issue at all here. So, like, this, I think it was the left foot. Actually, no. Yeah, the left foot, this foot, that sticks out a little bit when folded up. It doesn't really affect how it rolls, it just sticks out. but it doesn't seem like it has an issue with the Aquas Nobilius. Well, anyway, here's a quick look at Aquas Nobilius balled up. And then moving on to the last one of the day is Arlis Vicerox. We've already seen a Aquos Vicerox earlier in the video. So now we get to see the Arlis version of him. And here he is with a Magic Shield in Green Fist, with a base B power of 300 and a base damage rating of 6 with Shadow Shield when he lands on a Magic Shield. Again, as I like to use this word, average, because you land on a Magic Shield, which the best you can get is 950 off of that, and you get Shadow Strike, and you're at 950 before action cards, and then 6 damage plus Shadow Strike. Like I keep saying, average. Don't know what else to say. So gonna fold them up real quick, and then do a quick look around. And yeah, so that was everything from all the Wave 5 battle packs. Actually, wait. Almost forgot. The cards that come with it. So, anyway, okay. So, we have a Tropic Blast for Ventus Combo. 1 energy, minus 200 B power. Turbo, if you have the most energy cards in play, minus 400 instead. Literally a Ventus version of Tides. It's very situational, but it can be very good if you can manage to get Turbo out, like, turn 3, turn 2, with, like, turn to energy, China Riot went in. It's very cheap, and it's very good. The only downside is that if the opposing Bakugan has Shadow Strike, you can't really use a Tropic Blast onto them. But overall, pretty good card. For Chaos Rotonium, we have Holy Flame. Really good card. For 1 energy, you get plus 300 B power, which is already insane for 1 energy. But then if holding a Green Fist, plus 600 instead, which is a lot for 1 energy. Then moving on for Darkest Crocelios, we have Thunderbolt for 1 energy, plus 3 damage. For 1 energy, you get 1 extra damage compared to Shade Blade. Overall, you just stick to Shade Blade. It's cheaper, and you're only missing out on a 1 damage rating. For Aquos Nobilius, we have a flip card, a 0-cost flip card. Freeze, which is Aquos, and stop a Bakugan holding a Green Fist. Again, these type of flip cards are really nice in mono core decks, so this would be very good in a mono core or mono Green Fist core deck with something like Aquos Trox or Aquos Crocelios Ultra, or Aquos Trox Ultra. And then finally for Aquas Vicerox, Arlis Vicerox, we have Water to Ice for 3 energy plus 5 damage. If that Bakugan is holding a shield, draw a card. Very good for mono shield if you're running Aquos and want a sort of like damage rating boost. Why is that focusing? And it's also nice to draw a card as well. But yeah. So, okay, now that was everything from all these Wave 5 battle packs. Just kidding, we have a little bonus round. I picked this up because I didn't have it. And actually, one fun thing that I thought about is all the other Wave 4 Ultras and Cores have evolutions. So we look at Pegatrix Ultra, it has Diamond Pegatrix and Hyper Pegatrix in Resurgence. We look at Darkest Serpentes Ultra, it has, I think, Hyper Darkest Serpentes Ultra. We look at Pyrus Trox, it has Hyper Pyrus Trox Ultra. And then we have Titan Trox Ultra. We have Ventus Webum. It has Maximus Webum, which has that nice infinite reroll effect. We have Darkest Garganoid with its Maximus Garganoid evolution, and it can evolve even when the card is in the discard pile. But surprisingly enough, we do not have an evolution card for Aquas Scortheon Ultra, and I took a peek at his base stats and cores, and I'm like, dang, I'm going to make a bet here that I'm going to make like an investment into this, hoping that his evolution is good, because it looks like he would have a great Evo. So anyway, we're going to make this kind of quick, because this is sort of like a bonus round. So we're going to get out the cores, get out the Gortheon himself, toss that aside. Also toss this little junk aside. So, we're going to get really right into it. Aquas Scortheon Ultra. Base 400... Come on. Aquas Scortheon Ultra. Base 400 B power with base 3 damage. And he has a Magic Shield and a Helix, which are very nice for boosting those pretty average stats. So you land on a Magic Shield to get 650 and you're 1053, or you land on a Helix for a, I want to say you want to either, if you're running the 3-3 Helix scores, you're going to get 706, pretty good before hitting action cards, or you get 902 before hitting action cards with the 501 Helix. And then you can, as you might have seen before, the card that he comes with is Deep Dive. For 1 energy, you draw a card and you may reroll your Bakugan. Very good for those flow decks and being able to draw an extra card before, like, and then also reroll. So you draw a card and it just so happens to be a card that activates with like a flow effect, like Tides or Wave Slash or Ebb. So it's very nice. And then you also get that reroll card for 1 energy. And so here is Aquas Scortheon. And then he is actually probably one of the easiest ultras to fold up. Hind legs, arms, push him in. Oh. There you go. Aquas Scortheon balled up. Gonna do a quick look around. So, anyway. That was all of the Wave 5 Bakugan Bakugan Battle Planet Battle packs unboxing. So 15 Bakugan in total, lots of new models. Well, actually, depending on what you got first. But lots of new models, lots of new Bakugan. A lot of them are very good. Honestly, if I were to recommend a single one to any of you, I honestly do not know. I would either recommend the Darkus Krikleos pack if you want a Cubbo, or the Pyrus, Hydranoid, and Ventus Phaedra Ultra pack, just because Hydranoid and Phaedra are pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, so I'll be catching you all on the flip side, and actually, a little bit of news, I'm actually starting a TCG League this Saturday with some of my friends in Illinois, and if you just so happen to be in Illinois, please come by. I'm going to be making an announcement on Reddit where it is, and yeah, hope to see you guys there, hopefully, and again, I'll see you on the flip side.